The arrest of Telegram CEO in France and the rising tide of techno-feudalist control. The recent arrest of Telegram CEO in France has sent shockwaves through the global community, highlighting the growing power of what can only be described as a techno-feudalist order. This event is not an isolated incident, but part of a broader trend where powerful entities, governments, and tech conglomerates collude to exert control over the global population. The ultimate aim of this alliance seems to be nothing short of establishing a fascist world dictatorship, where freedom is suppressed and dissent is crushed. The war has been declared against 99.9% of the world's population, and the message is unmistakable. You are our subjects, and you will follow our orders, or else. Techno-feudalism, the New World Order. Techno-feudalism represents the merging of technology and authoritarian control, where a small elite wields unprecedented power over the masses. In this new order, control over information, communication, and digital infrastructure replaces traditional forms of power. Companies like Telegram, which offer platforms for free speech and secure communication, pose a significant threat to this model. The arrest of its CEO in France is not just a legal maneuver. It is a clear demonstration of the lengths to which the techno-feudalist powers will go to maintain their dominance. This concept of control is not limited to individual tech companies. In recent months, the UK has witnessed a series of arrests targeting individuals accused of conspiracy under the orders of the new Prime Minister, Keir Starmer. These arrests, carried out under the guise of maintaining public order and security, reflect the same underlying strategy: the suppression of dissent and the enforcement of compliance with the New World Order. Starmer, as the cabal's representative in the UK, is using the legal system to silence opposition and consolidate power, furthering the global trend towards authoritarianism. Raising fear, the weapon of authoritarianism. Fear is the primary tool used by authoritarian regimes to maintain control, and the arrest of Telegram CEO, along with the recent conspiracy-related arrests in the UK, exemplifies this tactic in action. By targeting high-profile figures in the tech industry and ordinary citizens alike, the powers that be are sending a clear message: no one is beyond their reach. These arrests are intended to instill fear not only in those who run tech companies, but also in the millions of users and citizens who rely on these platforms and their right to free expression. In the UK, the crackdown on individuals accused of conspiracy has created an atmosphere of fear and uncertainty. The arrests under Prime Minister Keir Starmer's administration are designed to serve as a warning to the population. Resist the new order, and you will be dealt with harshly. This fear is not accidental, but a deliberate strategy to keep the population in check, discouraging any attempts at organized resistance or protest. The consequences of such fear are profound. It not only stifles dissent, but also erodes trust in the institutions that are supposed to protect freedom and democracy. When governments and corporations collude to suppress opposition, it becomes increasingly difficult for citizens to believe in the integrity of their leaders or the fairness of the legal system. The arrests in both France and the UK are a stark reminder that the forces of techno-feudalism will stop at nothing to maintain their control. A fascist world dictatorship, the final goal. The ultimate objective of this techno-feudalist order is the establishment of a fascist world dictatorship, where the vast majority of the population is subjugated under the rule of a small elite. The patterns of control, suppression, and manipulation are all too evident. From mass surveillance to the suppression of free speech, the building blocks of this dystopian future are being put into place before our eyes. The recent actions in France and the UK are clear steps toward this goal. By targeting both tech leaders and ordinary citizens, the techno-feudalist powers are systematically dismantling any opposition to their rule. The arrests are not just about enforcing the law. They're about sending a message that the cabal will tolerate no resistance. The path to a fascist world dictatorship is being paved with each such action, and the war against the 99.9% of the world's population is well underway. Conclusion: the need for resistance and vigilance. The arrests of Telegram CEO in France and the individuals in the UK accused of conspiracy should serve as a wake-up call to anyone who values freedom, democracy, and human rights. These actions are clear indications that the techno-feudalist powers are willing and eager to suppress any and all challenges to their control. The message is clear. You are our subjects, and you will follow our orders or else. However, the story does not have to end here. Resistance is not only possible, but necessary. The first step is awareness, recognizing the tactics of fear and control being used against us. The next step is solidarity, standing together against these authoritarian measures, whether they come from governments, corporations, or a combination of both. Finally, we must remain vigilant, understanding that the fight for freedom is ongoing and that each act of suppression is a call to action. In this age of techno-feudalism, the stakes are higher than ever. The battle lines have been drawn, and the outcome will determine whether the future belongs to the 99.9% or to the small elite who seek to control them. The choice is ours, but only if we have the courage to resist and the wisdom to see through the illusion of control that is being imposed upon us.